Hi, my name is Kelly. I have Kelly Ann here with me. I use the wall to help people with their yoga and Pilates practice a lot. The wall gives us a point of reference is where our body is in space. The floor also gives us a point of reference of where our body is in space. A lot of our standing poses, we're just in the middle of space, and it's really hard to get to know your body if you're new to this practice. So using the floor, using the wall and the floor really helps us to learn about where your body is in space. So for right now, I'm just gonna have her take a few deep breaths without feeling like she has to do anything, but just breathe in and breathe out and just start to notice how you're feeling. When we start to breathe and notice how we're feeling, it's an energetic awareness, a connection to like your body, the relationship to yourself. In the practice of yoga, it's truly about building up a really good relationship with yourself, and that's why I love yoga so much, because it's helped me teach myself to be okay with where I'm at no matter what's going on. It always comes back to the breath. So when we do Pilates, it's a lot about core engagement and length of the spine, and I love spinal articulating exercises because most of us, from sitting in chairs, our lower back gets tight, our core gets weak, our inner thighs get weak, everything just sort of gets short and compressed. As we age, no matter what, gravity is gonna move down our spine. Our bones are gonna start to collapse and compress on top of one another. So here's one of the ways that I teach people how to create space and length and core strength in their body. So on an inhale, you're going to take a really long exhale, and you're gonna start to peel up by pressing your feet into the wall. Lengthen up, reaching your tailbone toward your knees. You can take a little baby step, walk your feet up a little higher. Now, take a few moments of long, deep breathing here. Shoulders stay relaxed down. Depending on how you're feeling, you can lift up a little higher, only if you're feeling okay in your back. If you start to feel like your spine starts to compress or you start to feel tight back there, you would want to stay low. Take another long breath in and a really long exhale. We want to keep that natural curve in the spine. So we're going to keep the nice curve in here. Take an inhale here. We're going to take our time coming down. Maybe take 3 breaths, maybe it'll take 5 breaths. I want to feel like she's rolling down her ribs, her upper ribs, and the next set of ribs, and then the bottom of the ribs. And by lengthening down, taking your time, I call this mindful movement. It's really integrating breath into movement and noticing each little pause on the way down. So we're going to do that again. Take an inhale and peel up when you're ready. Good. And going up as high or as low as you feel comfortable, keeping the shoulders down, the nice curve in the neck. We want to really maintain the cervical spine, the curve of the neck. Take 2 breaths here. Nice job. Long breath in and a long exhale. And I let my clients choose whether they want to breathe in and out through their nose the entire time, which is more of a yogic breath, or inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth. It's more of a Pilates breathing, which is more of a cooling breath. The breath in and that runs in and out through the nose is more of a warming breath. The exhale through the mouth is more of a cooling breath. So that's a whole nother factor. Sometimes it depends on what time of the year it is. Take an inhale, and we're gonna make our way down slowly. Take your time, rolling down. Good, long deep breathing. Letting the breath, each exhale, and back down, meeting each and every vertebra down to the mat. Good. When she comes down here, when she lets her pelvis grow heavy, we come into the neutral spine. That means there's a little lumbar curve, the pelvis is grounded, the tailbone is heavy. Turning your head side to side as you breathe in and breathe out. Just feel that stretch across your shoulder, across the side of your neck here. And from here, I'm gonna have you take the block out from between your knees, draw your knees into your chest, give yourself a gentle hug and a little rock from side to side. And so I'm gonna take this blanket. I'm gonna have you come over onto your side. I'm gonna put the blanket under your shoulders. So now we're gonna do supported shoulder stand at the wall. This is a blanket that's really gonna help keep the curve in her neck. So when you come on this blanket, I'm actually gonna put the fringe this way. So the intention here is to get the head down, to have this roll support your neck and your bottom as close to the wall as you can get it. Now we're gonna go into supported shoulder stand. We use the wall as a support. So take an inhale, we're gonna bend the knees and push the feet into the wall. As you push your feet into the wall, you're gonna peel up. As you start peeling up, you're gonna walk your feet up the wall. Go nice and slow and breathe deeply. It's all about the breath. When you get up, push into the wall with your feet. Nope, take your feet to the wall. Lift your tailbone up towards the knees. Tuck your shoulders one at a time. And then see if you can get your hands up your back into the back of the ribs. Good. Take a nice deep breath here. So we have a blanket underneath her shoulders. It's helping to maintain this curve in the neck. So take a couple slow breaths here. Press down through the arms. Does your neck feel okay? Mm-hmm. Okay. So lift the tailbone up. Now I'm gonna come up. I wonder if you're gonna need to lift the camera. All right, I'm gonna have you push one foot up into my hand and reach and breathe. So this is shoulder stand. She's actually standing on her shoulders, gazing up at her foot. We're up at the ceiling. Extend and lengthen. Breathe deep here. Good. So I'm gonna have her take about 5 more breaths here. Sometimes I'll do this pose and I'll be here for like 10 breaths, 20 breaths. The blood flowing down the legs into the heart. It's really rejuvenating for your whole circulatory system. It actually can calm your central nervous system down. So we're gonna take that foot to the wall when you're ready. And then do the other leg. And reach up long through that leg, push into my hand, send the tail up towards the heel, and breathe. Nice slow breath. So I'm gonna stick my hand right underneath her thoracic spine, and I'm gonna get her to lift up a little higher and breathe. So this pose especially is really, truly about the breath. If you're stuck in the pose and you're not breathing, you'd want to come out of the pose. You would not want to do this pose if you weren't able to breathe, okay? So it's really, truly about the breath. And I can see her belly expanding. I can see the breath expanding and contracting. So take about 3 more breaths here like this. And sometimes when our mind starts to wander, we always want to come back to the breath. And sometimes counting the breath, maybe even counting to 7 as you inhale. And counting to 8 as you exhale. So when we exhale, we want to make sure we're exhaling all the air. So bring that foot back to the wall when you're ready. And when you're ready, you're going to untuck your shoulders just a little bit. Take a breath in, and when you're ready, you're going to start rolling down. Good. Keep breathing, pausing between each breath, and taking as much time as you want to come down as it feels comfortable and natural. So there's never any hurry in this pose to come down. The slower you go, the more you're engaging the abdominals. And you're creating space down your whole spine. Good. Now, as soon as she comes down, it's gonna feel awkward. It's not comfortable. So what I'm gonna have her do, I'm gonna have her bend her knees and push away from the wall so that her bottom is gonna be on this blanket. So push away, yeah. And just take a few breaths here. So push away a little bit more so your knee is over your hip. I'm gonna get another blanket. I just wanna put another blanket under you. Okay. So I'm gonna have you lift your hips. I'm gonna slide another blanket under your hips. And good, come down here. Oop. Make sure it's not rolled. All right. And take a nice deep breath. How does this feel in your shoulders? Yeah. So now I have 2 blankets under her. It's gonna help to relax her shoulders. So I'm just gonna talk for a second about posture while she starts relaxing her shoulders. You can even move back a couple more inches so you have more space in the hip. So I'm just gonna talk about posture for a moment. So when we're sitting, right, everything gets short compressed. When we're sitting in chairs, like most people have like desk jobs or sit at the computer for extended hours. When we're sitting, often people do this, or this, or this. And in order to find the natural curves of the spine while we're sitting or when we're standing, we are in a culture of where we're always looking down at our devices, or our head is in front of our shoulders, staring at the computer screen, whatever screen we're looking at. So the reason why I'm having her relax on the ground here is to really let the shoulders sink into the floor, and letting the floor do its job to support the body, to support the relaxing of the shoulders. Now, if I were to take a 3rd blanket and put under her bottom, it would move the shoulders down into the floor even more. How do you feel in your shoulders? Would it feel good if I put another blanket under there, do you think? Yeah. So I'm gonna grab a 3rd blanket. I just want to show you what happens when we put another blanket to support the body, okay? How does that feel? Yeah. So this is, the lifting of the hips is it's gonna open up the back, the space between the sacrum and the lumbar. And it's really gonna help to like let her shoulders drop down into the floor, so that when we're standing, we wanna keep the ears in line with the shoulders. So using the floor as a point of reference for where your head and shoulders are in space. Now, she's not standing, but the floor is here to support her. With people who have like a lot of tension in their shoulders and neck, they can't bring their head to the floor like this because there's just too much going on in the shoulders. But she can drop her shoulders down without me putting something under her head. Some people, I need to put something under their head to relax the shoulders. All right, so take a nice deep breath here and a long exhale. Good.